Ariana Grande responds to Mac Miller's passing.
Cardi B and Nicki Minaj get into a fight at New York Fashion Week.
And is One Direction coming back?
All that and so much more on today's Daily Hollywood Rundown.
You guys, we're gonna start the show with some very heartbreaking news. We found out on Friday that Mac Miller did pass away, and Ariana Grande has responded. So according to TMZ, Mac Miller died on Friday, September 7th of an apparent drug overdose. Now, law enforcement reportedly told the outlet that Mac was found in his home in the San Fernando Valley. He was pronounced dead at the scene. TMZ also reported that police received a 911 call from an unidentified male who likely made the call from Mac's home. Mac had recently been in trouble for substance abuse problems as he crashed his G-Wagon into a pole back in May and was subsequently arrested for a DUI and a hit and run after he fled the scene of the incident. At the time, cops reported that Mac had 2 times the legal limit of alcohol in his system. After the incident, his ex, Ariana Grande, cryptically tweeted, "Please take care of yourself." Ariana and Mac dated for 2 years but split earlier this year, and Mac's substance abuse problems were reportedly a huge factor in the breakup. And over the weekend, Ariana did break her silence on the tragic passing of Mac. She hasn't really spoken any words, but she did post a black and white photo of Mac on Instagram. So the comments on the photos are turned off as they are on the rest of Ari's Instagram posts because she was receiving apparently a disgusting amount of hate from people who think that her quick engagement to Pete Davidson is the reason for Mac's death. Mac Miller's family confirmed his passing a few hours after the initial story broke, calling him a bright light in the world. It's not been yet reported what exactly caused Mac's death, but for now, we're sending our condolences to his family and his friends. I was the one here at the office on Friday who was like the last person here when this news broke, and I was so devastated that I had to do this story because Mac is not only, he's so talented and he has really just in the last couple of years kind of popped off in the music world, but he was so young, you guys. And this drug overdose abuse storyline that I think we keep hearing about is so devastating, and it's not glamorous. And I feel like so often in music, especially in the music industry, these artists are glamorizing drug use, and it's just not. It's not that. It's very dangerous.
Right. This is so sad and so devastating. And my heart broke even more when I saw people writing comments on Ariana Grande's Instagram. Like, I blame you. And like, my heart really goes out to Mac Miller and his family, but it also really goes out to Ariana because I can't imagine what she is feeling right now, and this is just all so sad. Speaking of Mac Miller, Tana Mongeau actually confused a lot of people over the weekend when she kind of revealed that her and Mac Miller were dating. So tributes and kind words about Mac have been pouring in from fellow music artists and celebrities, but it was one reaction that had everyone talking this weekend. On Friday, Tana Mongeau posted a screenshot of a text conversation between herself and Mac in which he told her, quote, "You are incredible, you are one of one, you deserve the world." In the caption, Tana expressed her sadness while seemingly insinuating that she and Mac were romantically involved. She wrote, quote, "You made me feel something. You were sweet to me every second. You had this love for life and what you do that made me fall for you 10 times harder. To feel like I was unraveling every part of your soul but have no idea the half of what you were going through, I wanted to come over last night. What I would do for you to tuck my hair behind my ear and kiss me one last time. I love you, Malcolm." Now, while the tribute is very touching, it confused a lot of people who thought that Tana was in a relationship with Bella Thorne. No one had any idea Tana and Mac were seeing each other, and a lot of people thought it was a little inappropriate for Tana to reveal this relationship so soon after his passing. Michael Weist, who you guys know was in charge of the failed TanaCon, accused Tana of doing it for attention. On Twitter, he wrote, quote, "I'm terribly sorry for the loss of Mac, but I'm so sick of influencers doing anything for clout. She should have more respect." A lot of fans agreed, but Tana cleared things up yesterday with a series of tweets basically saying, quote, "I just want to apologize to anyone that was upset by my post or took it the wrong way. Bottom line, I loved Malcolm so much and never would want anyone to think my intentions were anything but true. He was truly the only thing bringing me happiness in such a depressed part of life. I looked up to him for years. That is why I was so quick to share my personal love for him. I wanted to show you the perspective I saw him from. Not just a RIP post, not just a tweet, and something everyone moves on from. However, I can see how people could perceive that post differently, not knowing how close I was with him, and that breaks my heart, and I'm sorry for that. It isn't about me, it never will be. It's about Malcolm James McCormick and how effing incredible he was. I too was one of these people that were very, very confused when I saw this caption, Aaron. I had no idea, and I mean, if it is true, my heart goes out to Tana because she was romantically involved with him, if this is true, but I do think it was a little too soon. Like, people are in mourning, and I think it was a little shocking for her to come out with that and reveal that right after his death.
Yeah. It's so hard because I think people mourn in different ways.
Right.
And I do think a lot of these influencers and YouTubers, their gut reaction is to share because that's what they do with their lives 24/7. But what is so weird is that she never shared this before. So it's like, it is so shocking to everyone. But look, I think people mourn differently, and you know, this is how she mourned.
Right. And she apologized for it.
She did. She apologized. And I think it just, you know what it is? I think our world, our society has a hard time dealing with feelings, like, and emotions.
And they don't know how to express themselves correctly?
Yeah. I think that it's like, she probably posted this without thinking about anybody else. You know, she was just thinking about herself and what she was going through. I just think it's a really interesting situation, but you know, Mac Miller, he probably affected so many people that we don't even know about. So I don't know, everybody mourns differently, you know? Okay guys, let's transition the show into something a little lighter, but kind of not at all.
This is wild.
This is a crazy story. It broke over the weekend and I just couldn't stop reading about it. So Cardi B and Nicki Minaj got into a brawl. So these two rappers got into a wild altercation while at Harper's Bazaar Icons party on Friday night at the Plaza Hotel. Now, we're not exactly sure of the sequence of the events, but here's kind of what went down. So according to onlookers, Nicki walked by Cardi and stepped on her gown, causing it to rip. So Cardi approached Nicki's table to, quote, address the lies Nicki was spreading, and at some point, Cardi lunged at Nicki. Now, as you can see, security quickly got involved to hold Cardi back because she was wild, you guys. It escalated even further when Cardi threw a shoe at Nicki, which prompted security to escort Cardi out of the party. Now, it sounds like Nicki said something about Cardi's daughter, which triggered Cardi to get physical, but it gets worse. So during her removal, Cardi's behind was exposed for the world to see. And if you look at the paparazzi pics of Cardi exiting the hotel, it's clear that someone hit her on the eye. So there's definitely more to this story here that we probably don't know about, but the good news is that security alerted law enforcement about the dispute around 11 p.m., but no complaints or arrests were made. Cardi took to Instagram after the party to explain her side of the story. She didn't mention Nicki by name, but she didn't have to, you guys. In a lengthy post, Cardi started by saying, I let a lot of slide. I let you sneak dismiss. I let you lie on me. I let you attempt to stop my bags. Cardi went on to accuse Nicki of threatening industry insiders to not work with Cardi. The new mom says that she tried to talk to Nicki in person, but every time Nicki copped a plea. Then Cardi revealed the real reason for the brawl, writing, but when you mention my child, all bets are effing off. Cardi ends by calling Nicki a PUSSY for talking but not fighting back. By the way, we hear Nicki was as cool as a cucumber during all of this. Also, as of now, Nicki has not commented publicly on this fight. This is crazy. If I would have heard a source telling this story and not actually seen footage, I'm not quite sure that I would believe it because it is so telenovela. It is so dramatic. I knew that these two girls once were friends, and that maybe they aren't friends anymore, but I never imagined that they would get into such a brawl, you guys, that it would cause like violence. I mean, Cardi's forehead was really, I think a security guard of Nicki's actually bumped her trying to get her out of the way. You know, it's so crazy to me. I wish that as women, they could just not get along and just let that be the thing.
Right.
I don't know why it has to resort to violence. But I will say, I couldn't stop reading it on Friday night. It's just the videos kept coming and coming and coming. It was crazy.
First of all, when I saw Cardi B's red Dolce & Gabbana dress, puffy shoulders, statement necklace, I was like, this is Cardi's best look. If someone stepped on my dress, I would have threw my shoe at them too. But then when I found out it was about her daughter, I was so confused. I feel like we're all just confused because we've seen Cardi and Nicki twice now this year since their rumored beef kind of talk at different parties. I think it was the Met Gala, there was a picture of them talking. So I think all of us were like, okay, they're totally cool and friends now. But as of late, you know, ever since Nicki Minaj's tour has been canceled, she's kind of been a little bitter lately, it seems. You know, she called out Travis Scott, she called out Kylie, she called out Stormi. So I actually wouldn't be surprised if she called out Culture. She's called out other little kids before. But also not surprised because Cardi B has thrown shoes at other people in the past. We saw her throw a shoe at Asia on Love and Hip Hop. And I'm like, Cardi, why are you throwing these expensive shoes out? Like, can I have some of them? But also, like you said, Aaron, I am really sad about this. They both are iconic. I feel like the world is like taking sides, like Team Cardi, Team Nicki.
Yeah.
And I think we're gonna hear Nicki's side of the story on her Queen Radio show.
Of course we will.
I would not be surprised if that comes out
Same.
today. Okay, you guys, I have to take a deep breath before I say this story. I am not okay because One Direction may be getting back together. So Liam Payne sent One Direction fans into a total frenzy with yet another hint, you guys, that a reunion may be coming. I'm not lying. So it feels like just yesterday, we were desperately trying to pick up the pieces when One Direction made the announcement that they would be taking a hiatus. This was over 2 years ago. Truth is, 1D fans are so ready for a reunion that when Liam Payne took to his Instagram yesterday with a super cryptic post that maybe, just maybe, hints at a reunion, you better believe that we all lost our damn minds. So Liam posted this pic of the OG 1D, all 5 of them, alongside a caption that reads, quote, 1,000 days. And cue internet explosion. So of course fans immediately hit up the comments to really figure out what this could possibly mean. Like 1,000 day countdown to what? Or like 1,000 days since 1D was a thing and he's just looking back. We're so confused. Obviously, it's hard to not get our hopes up when on a recent appearance on Lorraine, Louis actually said, quote, we're all just enjoying our time, but for me, there's no way with a band like One Direction that it's not to happen again. It's just impossible to say when. Okay, so we like that, especially since fans were all a little discouraged and maybe lost a lot of hope when they realized that the 1D merch store had been shut down online. And obviously, they all have their own things going on right now, music careers, TV shows, movies. It's a lot, and we're really proud, but also get back together. Thank you. What are you looking up, Aaron?
I want to see the date that One Direction won X Factor.
Guys, when Liam posted this yesterday, I freaked out and I low-key feel like they shut down the One Direction merch store to throw everyone off. And we all know a Jonas Brothers reunion is happening, and if 1D comes back, like, it will blow my mind. But also, I really want Harry Styles to come out with a second album because his first one was so amazing. So I want them to continue to do their own thing, but they need to come back. But this photo just freaked everyone out. Like, can you imagine if they get back and Zayn's back with them?
Girl, I think that might take it just a step too far. I have a feeling that will probably not happen. So I was just Googling when One Direction won X Factor, and that was back in 2010. So that's definitely more than 1,000 days. 1,000 days is a weird countdown.
Well, no,
though.
since they broke up.
Oh, since they broke up.
It's been like 2 years, so isn't that like 1,000 days?
No, it's about like 800.
Okay, how are you so good at math?
Well, it's just like 36 times one. It's like 820 or something like that. Anyway, I don't know who I'm asking, but yeah, it's not quite 1,000, or maybe it was. I don't know. Anyway,
you guys let us know in the comments.
1,000 days is a really long time to do a countdown for something in the future. Do you know what I'm saying? 1,000 days is something that you count in the past. Like when you get married, you're like, I've known you for 1,021 days or whatever. When you're like, we have something coming in 1,000 days.
But Aaron, you know that musicians, especially ones that we're obsessed with, love to make us go crazy over cryptic posts. I mean, Taylor deleted her entire Instagram account and then uploaded 3 videos of a snake. Like, they do things like this to make us go crazy.
I mean, I think he definitely did it to make us go crazy, but I think there's not really anything to it, sadly. I don't know.
Can you just like hope that it happens for me?
I do hope that it happens. I'm just being realistic, everyone. And I get so many tweets from One Directioner fans who are like, you need to have hope. But if it's gonna happen.
Have hope, Aaron.
All right, guys, did you catch this Cardi B and Nicki Minaj fight over the weekend?
So
what are your
juicy.
thoughts? Are you taking a side in this battle, or are you like me and you're like, girls, just don't fight, it's a bad look, you know?
We also want to know if you think One Direction is getting back together and if you have hope that they will get back together. Let us know in the comment section below. It is Monday. Thanks for tuning in, you guys. I'm on Instagram at Naz Perez.
Good plug.
Thanks,
I'm an
girl.
Aaron Robinson, and you guys will see you back here tomorrow. Bye.
All right, guys, but before you go, you have to click this box right over here to find out if Noah Cyrus's relationship with Lil Xan is fake.
All right, you guys.
Or
Also,
was fake.
was
fake.
because they broke up.
Yeah, they're
the
no
past.
longer together.
Yeah, no longer. But also subscribe to our channel, you guys, because we do DHR every single day, and you don't want to miss it.
Love you.
Breaking news.